Mena obibia ase eho bibia kwaba efamra echame eso ebia ene ededi kan first time ama unya subscribe ya meso so be subscribe notification bell turn it on so be like so be share so be comment so ya dia we ya na ma yenmo bi so ani age papa mini aye twetwen komo adi nkomo de afa nsem no de trendy e wo social media no eso de di kan ene de di tie many of us so be subscribe, you be like, ya share, comment it. Now we can screen so Mamia na your friend say Barbara Tommy any new crew your friend says Sylvester or fully allegedly sana na ye ten for the first time she will kuno or your software Sylvester your software and you will share the ways group any pictures in the way CTR. You'll be cracker Sylvester Ofori killed his wife Barbara Tommy outside her job just 2 days before their 5th wedding anniversary last week in Florida. And the name command uncle for be eti. Ekoko ya yo kwasem okuno. And ye sa akomona na obi anso edi. Na ene US court rule over the case between software na first Sylvester Ofori. Honest of Mamia na first Barbara Tommy. Edi asem enomoka me pesem mmeri ekọ ekwoti omon sem no mo epi menu anti we are na wa be kire wa dwen always the end justify the means yeti sem bi so emra
close range. He then walked back to his car and drove away. The horrific incident was captured by a CCTV camera that was installed outside the building. The footage showed Sylvester shooting Barbara 7 times in the head, chest, and abdomen. It also showed Barbara falling to the ground and her brother running towards her to help her. Several bystanders who witnessed the shooting called 911 and reported the incident. They also tried to assist Barbara and her brother until the paramedics arrived. Barbara was rushed to Orlando Regional Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead. The police arrived at the scene and secured the area. They collected evidence, including shell casings and Sylvester's backpack, which he had left behind. They also interviewed witnesses and obtained a description of Sylvester and his vehicle. The police then tracked down Sylvester's apartment, which was located about 15 minutes away from the crime scene. They surrounded the apartment and ordered him to surrender. Sylvester complied and came out of his apartment peacefully. He was arrested by the police without any resistance. He was taken to the Orange County Jail, where he was booked and charged with first-degree murder with a firearm.
Sylvester Ofori was very subdued and quiet while facing a judge this afternoon. He's accused of murdering his wife Barbara Tommy as she went to work at Navy Federal Credit Union.
Enti minia se wo hwe the way na de city ayroho nsem ewo mu ene agade a enye asem keto akra wo tie nsem na wo ho adwuru because e di ayroho sem ya see Barbara Sylvester Ofori pastor ebonitu bakon mienu miensa enai enum ensia enso nitri ene niyem over 3 years na sem we see na so ene US court a chance ya di asem no o ma yitie kwan asem bi so far so ko wiye.
Tuesday morning, prosecutors telling the judge today the killing was caught on video.
Video surveillance which shows Mr. Ofori not only shoot his wife, but then stand over her body and put additional rounds into her head.
Ofori is pastor of this church, Floodgates of Heaven on Coburn Avenue in Orlando. No one answered the door here today, but on his Facebook page, Ofori calls himself a prophet.
He's got quite a social media following where he's, speaks to his followers and called himself a prophet, his followers.
After the shooting, police went to this apartment building on Raleigh Street where Ofori and Tommy had at one point lived together. Investigators say they brought the SWAT team and eventually found him in the home.
We had a good feeling that he was going to be in there. We don't believe there was any risk to the public or immediate danger to the public.
Police have not said what led up to the attack, but we are told Tommy and Ofori were getting a divorce. Court records also show that in 2016, Ofori was arrested for resisting an officer who responded to an argument between the two.
Someone committed a heinous act of violence towards a loved one, and there's unfortunately no excuse for that.
He was denied bond and held in custody until his next court appearance. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and other delays, his trial did not start until April 2023. The police also released the CCTV footage of the shooting to the public and the media during his trial. The footage went viral on social media and sparked outrage and condemnation from many people who knew or followed Sylvester online.
Incident no see videos no twani nyana na ye di a kire wo no akasama na ehwe bia ma obi ahwe bia hu ne ye ne suban bi odanadi e that side no na menia enam so e man sem no mudi kwam abrofo de yankopon kira woni ba sem di o menia woni ma sem di dodo wokum no nso e bekum obi enye ne Ghana yeso sokoso ne ade ade hu hu ne e jawo wokum di pa e jawo free wokum di pa waje atum se wokum yese yema you kwada prison na ho ya hwo. Yes, a life in prison. Last our life imprisonment. Muhana ekosho. Sa di pan de wasam ya hana mu yo mu free o. Di pa kum no wo bebre. Se mi no obi di agro ye prepare so na bi wa we awo we na we atiato nipa na anhye na ba se wa plan atwutu se ne ma adwo ade ekoyeye. Police ni kokun ni anka wase o mu ba ye hwe Ghana for dem jomo do be wuru ni kama.
The police have not revealed the exact motive behind the killing, but they have said that it was not a random act of violence but a domestic-related incident. According to Barbara's family, Sylvester was angry and jealous that Barbara wanted to divorce him and move on with her life. They said that he had threatened to kill her several times before. Another disturbing piece of evidence is Sylvester's Facebook posts prior to the killing. He had posted several messages that hinted at his violent intentions and his resentment towards Barbara. For example, on September 7th, he wrote, "One thing people gotta understand about extremely kind, nice, and loving people is that their other side is just as extreme." On August 11th, he wrote, "Don't believe your friend that is telling you he saw me with another woman." On July 23rd, he wrote, "You can never truly understand something until it actually happens to you." The killing of Barbara Tommy shocked and saddened many people who knew her. Many people expressed their condolences to her family and friends and condemned Sylvester for his heinous act. Some people also questioned how he could call himself a pastor and a prophet while committing such a crime. Barbara's family announced that they would bury her on September 26, 2020, in Orlando. They said that they were in deep pain and grief and that because of so who say Jane wa bonchu no because we don't know aka wo monchu ba ko mienu miesa saa enso dabi wo no men kan kire se wo don na wo tan papa na abrofo yakopon hiro mo ye investigation akogwa because we timi so repre ko pe kwaje obi kran free ni sem sene wosi kunu no sene wosi nya abotre ebo sem gu o gina so di kunu no omo so nya abotre yi sem ne bia mante ase na be ye adwuma na yitwa sem the shot e what they side hoped that justice would be served for Barbara. Sylvester's defense argued that he was mentally ill and suffered from delusions and paranoia. They claimed that he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol at the time of the shooting. The jury deliberated for 2 hours and found Sylvester guilty of first-degree murder with a firearm. The judge then sentenced him to death by lethal injection, as per Florida law for capital crimes. Sylvester showed no emotion or remorse as he received his sentence. Barbara's family and friends expressed their relief and satisfaction with the verdict and the sentence. They said that they hoped that Sylvester would face God's judgment for his crime. May her soul continue to rest in
Now,
peace.
the funny woman said, "Boy, no, Omo Emma is so pretty guilty at the early stage, and on Uncle Woman of 53 years. Chenchana there be was on him ran a betray. No, dear, one said, who had the bonny be a wire. And then the court and I finding the guilty, I feel dear. The lawyers for so much they say, now I shit, no, I high. Now I straight, they say, Omoki, more young, Quasia, Dibia said, high tension, I go for free. But God being so good, you're finding the guilty, and they say, "One to confess the con." And you want to confess the con, and you want to say, "Who are both near her?" I say, "Yeah, another." Charlie, is that what we are looking for? Who say, "Who sister were down for the abusive relationship, man, that's on abuse will be advise the person to go and become about it." Charlie, we need to live and look after
big ups, trouble. On our main updates, we big ups to US courts and on judicial. My idea, papa. Yeah, 53 was on pay. Community obeji was how because you see, say your crown. O show be say e bi wa wanu ne hu ana se be bisa nkuno next time wu koba wo badwene why we say otiribom saka obi akum ni pa na ka ya che obi akum ni one after the other na ka beboa order for ha na brebe me kwa me dey nsam ni nyina subscribe for latest update, like and share, comment me do e be share bi mama crown bye.